Not gonna lie to you, there's a lot of plot twists ahead. I'd advise you keep hands and arms in at all times and just focus on the goal here. I was asked if there's a nice budget wildlife option that could get me by. My good old friend Calliope, you remember we did a video together. She just started her nature channel. If you don't subscribe right now, there's a lot of sacks to be grabbed in the future coming from this fist. So go subscribe down below. And she was asking me like, I wanna get a better camera. I thought this was gonna be her answer, Canon SX70. So I took it out first to make sure it was good, versus my Canon R5 II. And then a lot of different things happened. This happened. Let's get to it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So this might be a long one. Grab a snack, some hot dogs if you got them. I compared the SX70 with my Canon R5 II and the 600mm Tony 11, thinking this is probably good enough. It has way more reach. It's a 21 to 130/65 lens. That's like, wow, that's a lot of reach. As long as the stability is good and the autofocus is okay, I could highly recommend this thing. Is it? First shot, we got Canon R5 II full frame on the right. We're zooming in to match it. Boom, we're going beyond it. Beyond has been reached. That's 1365 mils, and it's kind of shaky. 4K 30, that's with a huge crop. I don't know what the crop is, but it's massive. So this is probably a 2000 mil lens or something. It's almost Nikon P950 territory. There's only one problem with this camera. Two, actually. Here's the first problem. Nothing's ever gonna be in focus, not 1 second of it. And it's super shaky, and those are the only two things that matter in a camera. Not only does this camera not have manual focus capabilities at all, its autofocus is also terrible. There's no animal eye detect. When you put a little box on something, it doesn't focus on the box. Not 1 second does it. Contrasting that with the Canon R5 II, it's just like animal eye detecting, no problem. These birds usually don't stay put very long. The little swallows, oh, they're fun. They're waiting to build a nest. But when it comes to sheer image quality, like you could say the SX70 is superior. It's actually sharper, looks better. It's so shaky, stop doing that, oh God. So I switched into HD and things got much better. 4K is unusable in that camera, and unfortunately we only have HD 60 frames per second. That is painful. So a little side by side with 8K, it's like the little Canon is sharper. SX70 for the win, tiny sensor. It's good, which leads me to conclude that these cameras, it's not the image quality that sucks, it's using the camera and getting your shot. Like if there's nothing else in the frame, it might get the autofocus occasionally, and then you have some like decent shots. You could stabilize it in post perhaps, but the image quality, it's not in question. The tiny sensor, super long range, it's like, that's good enough for 90% of people. It's just getting your shot and the stability. Like when you switch into full frame, it's like, okay, like it's softer. A lot of people would say like that's a worse image, but it's not. It's the cinema, and you don't know what you're talking about. To me, it looks a little cheap, like just that small sensor look, kind of contrasty. Highlights are blown, like there's no log, there's no nothing. This guy's eating something, that's fine. Don't worry about that. It wasn't a murder that I just witnessed, but birds are still cool people. And why does this SX70 have better color science than what's with my purple skies? That's a Sony thing. Canon, I hate you so much. I'm selling you so fast, it's not even funny. But like, it's the better shot. That wasn't even all the way in. My God, I think I might have stabilized that in post. Are things warping around all weird? So picture this. Our good old buddy Calliope reaches out, who you just subscribed to less than 2 minutes ago. And I'm thinking, you know what? I've been given so much, like hundreds of thousands of dollars of camera gear. It's time to give back a little bit. So I'm like, I'm gonna buy this used, of course, on Amazon Warehouse. And I'm just gonna give it to her. But I took it out first, and I saw that she would die. You know, the R5 II has amazing autofocus, but there's times like this where there's just too many twigs, man. Like you're not gonna get it, even though everything's in focus at that Tony 11, the worst lens ever made, but it's sharp. Look, he turned around mid-air. That's why you can never catch them on film. They do stuff like that as a joke. It's not even fair, man. Like, But you get the shot in manual focus, you need some skill. That's what these bigger, more expensive cameras are getting you. Like, it's not just the image, it's the getting your shot faster and easier. If you want to skimp out and get a cheaper budget option, this is the kind of footage you're gonna get. It's like, okay, same bird. All right, we're going for it. Okay, it's gonna get it. It's not focused on the twigs in the background. There's more important things. There's a bird here. There's clearly a bird there. Everybody can know that. Canon, you should know it. How come you're not doing anything? The focus box is right in the middle, right where that bird is. Can you give me 1 second of this shot in focus? Just 1 second. I'm just asking for one moment where we actually get it, because it would be sharper and closer in. It would be like the most glorious image you've ever seen of these little finch warblers, whatever the hell those are. We'll never see it. So thanks for nothing, Canon Cripple Hammer. This is what they do. Your cheap camera, it's like, sure, some budget options, you'll get some shots, I'm sure, but they crippled this thing so hard, like HD 60, there's no 120 or 240. My SX50 had 240 frames per second. It was in like 360p resolution. It was the worst thing ever, but it looked good enough. It was fun. Why'd you remove that in here? It's completely gone. And I don't remember the stabilization being so bad on my SX50. Like, I think everything got worse. I think it's a slower lens, it's longer reach, and even wider maybe. But like, there's a lot to hate about this camera. There's also a lot to hate about this lens, but this is all, by the way, Glimmer Glass has been on the whole time. I'm trying to give you advantages, Canon SX70. You should have won this, and you kind of did, but I was just hoping that I could get some kind of cinema here. Just high noon lighting, maybe some blooming highlights somewhere, but really it's just soft and just nasty. I'm not sure I can recommend this camera just due to the stabilization and autofocus. That's it. I'm surprised that wouldn't be like priority number one. Make sure this is really stable, because obviously we're handheld. This is a tiny camera. No one's bringing a tripod with this thing. And so like, that should be priority number one. And if you do the digital enhancements, it's way worse. So this is on like standard, I think. Like, there's no mode in here that gets you stable footage. Here was the pinnacle of the day. We're about to actually get in focus. As soon as I zoom there, we got him somewhat in focus. Sure, his head's kind of missing from the shot. You don't need that. There he is. Decent shot. It still looks cheap, but like, it's good enough. Like, your grandma would be blown away if you showed her that. You'd be like, wow, Timmy, good job for you. The potential is there, but even if you have skill as a wildlife photographer, you're gonna miss so many shots due to Canon just not letting you go to work. It's pretty incredible the reach though, 21 mil all the way to 1365. I actually did a little vlogging segment I will show you after this clip, but it's good. It's like better than my image here. It's like, it's terrible that I have a full frame setup and you're better, but like, you're also unusable. Oh, that's wide as hell. You only need this camera in your life. How's the stab? There's 3 stabilization settings. That's amazing. 21 to 1365. Wow, what a lens. Stab? So you're just vlogging and then, oh, I see something. There's a sparrow. Oh, look at that thing. Let's zoom in on it. Wow, what a test. Oh, what great. Honestly, first impressions weren't great on that zoom and the stab, the long end, but let's do a little digital stab crop. So that was with digital stab on low. Now we're standard. I bet you low was good enough. Canon color science. Come on. Vintage touch, is it filmic? It could be. Let's do high, and then 4K I think is an additional crop. Still doable? Somewhat. You're in the ballpark of reasonable. High digital stab, 1080p. You can only do 30 frames per second. Come on, no 24p, no HD 1000. It's bullshit. It's a bit much. It's a bit ridiculous now. That's 4K with high stab. Wow, man, that crop. That's probably beneficial. This is probably a 1600 mil lens, maybe 2000. And last test here, 4K with just the stab on low, somewhat decent. It's like an all-in-one system. I don't know how the audio sounds. We have a mic jack, but no hot shoe. which is like, if you wanted a shotgun mic, that's great. Thanks for nothing. You can't even do it. So you could have a lav mic, but look, there's no volume settings, no idea what's happening. Canon autofocus. And then it happened. 2 geese were flying in at me. I just like looked up. Oh my God, there's geese flying. Bring out the Canon 600mm 2011. I point at. I got moments of it. They're coming. I was like, oh my God, there it is. Okay, you're going past me. I cannot handle this. This is happening too fast. But I'm so happy that I at least got some of this. Man, it could have been so much better if I had just had a zoom lens and I zoomed out. And man, that's what happens with wildlife. It's so fast. It's panic-inducing. And then we switch on over to the nice-looking SX70. Not bad. Sometimes it's okay. Still, like, it's over-sharpened. I wish he had log in there. Imagine if Canon, like, really went for it and said, I'm gonna make the best super zoom ever. Just a bit bigger, better stab in the lens, got autofocus, animal eye detect, and then a manual focus switch. But they're not gonna do that unless you spend $7,000 to get much better cameras without cripple hammer dents. And then the geese will dance for you. That's a ritual of some sort. He's doing something. He's saying hello to me. This was perhaps the best shot of the day. Something about it was somewhat magical when I nailed the focus. Eventually, I'm manually focusing here on the Canon R5 Mark II. It's like 8K 60, glimmer glass. We got pond reflections and blackbird jumping around. I'm somewhat following him, racking focus manually. My goodness, it was somewhat okay. Unlike this shot, less magical. That's all I'm looking for, magical moments. And this, it's not gonna give it to you. I was hoping maybe there's like a CCD sensor in there and it's gonna be so old-timey you wouldn't believe it. It's good enough for some people, which brings us to the backup plan. So I was thinking, what's gonna be good for her? Obviously, I tried to cheap out and be like, that'll probably be good enough, and that's not. So now I have to spend more money, and I was thinking, hoping maybe the Nikon P950 would have something, but I've heard the stab is pretty bad in that one as well, and autofocus, no thank you to you. So we went, I had the option either this Canon R7, which we're about to switch to, or the Sony a6700. So this with the 100 to 400, or that with the 70 to 350, both in the ballpark. But I saw a deal on this one, not bad. Let us switch to it. We're on the Canon C70 right now. Gonna use the same lens and speed booster. It better be looking nice. Come on. Oh, we got the Canon R7. Did it look sharper than C70 boy over there? Come on. We're both APS-C. What's your problem? You should be just as good. It looks a little tighter, perhaps. Don't quote me on that. Not as wide as the nice 16:9 aspect ratio. So now I hunt for the lens. Haven't seen one, but the 100 to 400, the one I sold, Steinbeck already gave it to me. If only I hadn't sold it like a selfish asshole. I could have given it to her, but I did not. You know what's funny? Like, I sold the Nikon Z6 III and the 600mm prime because I was like, wildlife's not that important to me. Like, this is ridiculous that I have a $10,000 setup. I'm just gonna get something a little more basic and lighter so it's not so serious, and then I can just go about my day, go for walks. And now, after getting the 600mm 2011 prime and it not being very magical, all I can think about is getting the most cinematic setup, and I'm gonna go beyond the Nikon and probably get a medium format Fuji with the 500mm and a speed booster. What the hell's wrong with me? Like, I don't need any of this. This footage looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You got the pre-recording 3 to 5 seconds before you even press the record button. You got your shot. You'll never miss a moment. You'll miss it probably because your battery ran out while it's recording, but come on. We got red-winged blackbird females. Calliope's gonna tell you all about them and their habits after you subscribed. You already did, so that's great. What are you thinking of the glimmer glass though? Is that taking any edge off? Does it look magical? I don't know. This kind of looks magical. Maybe I could be happy with it. I really love using the Canon system, but there's something about the magic that is lacking. So once this 70 to 300 shows up, I'll do a little comparison with this setup versus the Fuji. And obviously when I get the 100 to 400, I will compare this Canon R7 versus my R5 II with the 600mm, and then we'll switch lenses at some point, because the R7 has some real nice features. Like 4K 60 can be this huge crop, 1.81 times crop or something. So that 100 to 400 becomes like over 1,000 mil if you want. And then you can do a regular 4K 60 with no crop, as well as HD 120. So it's somewhat good enough slow-mo. Not for me, I need my 240, but like, it'll look pretty good, I think. It'll be almost as much reach as this SX70, but with actual autofocus and manual focus capabilities. But as the spring is upon us, I realize now that birds are colorful and I need to capture them, and I sold the Nikon in the winter when there was no birds, and I was like, oh, I don't really like wildlife that much. It's like, the season's gonna change, you moron, and then you're gonna wanna go outside again. Every day that goes by and I don't possess a Nikon wildlife system, bad things happen, loopholes and timelines get changed, and people become their own grandmothers. I don't like this world. I have to get back into Nikon very quick, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Last couple shots here, because I gave up on that SX70. I was like, you're not being turned on ever again. This is a chipmunk on a post. Like, you cannot get a more magical scene. I bet you Fuji would have done it better justice. This is glimmer glass, like you couldn't hope for more. And we switched into 4K 120. He blinked at me, he was like, that's a good mode. It's kind of line skipped. It's not the best mode you ever see in your life, but whatever, that's fine. And then we switched into HD 240 and it still looked okay. Look at that wink, come on. Imagine that wink in 480 frames per second. And then he took off. He was like, that's enough. You're doing 240, now is the action part where I move and you don't follow me because you suck at your job. So Canon, you suck. This is going back immediately to Amazon warehouse. How dare you even offer this? Terrible. And then moving up into the actual crop sensor mirrorless editions. I hope this is gonna be amazing for her. She's gonna love it. I'll review it first, do a couple things, and then there you go. And hopefully it's better than the Sony a6700. I didn't see any deals on that one. We got this one 1,300 Canadian. That's a pretty sweet deal right there. That's not bad. So like, now I need the lens. So who won the battle today? Did the little bridge cam kick my full frame ass? Kind of, a little bit at times. And how did the glimmer glass perform? Was that worth it? $220 for some reason, that 82mm filter. But that's pretty cool that I could actually put a glimmer glass on one of those. Usually they're too tiny. I'll leave after Bitcoin gets donated. R7, huh? Not bad. That was slow. Subscribe, man.